Hi friends, this is Pradeep. So today I am going to discuss the modal analysis for a vibrating system. Vibrating system in the sense the degree of freedom for the vibrating system will be a multi-degree. In our case I have taken 3 degrees of freedom, but it can be applied to multi-degree freedom system also. So here what we will see, you can see a diagram here. So what we are going to find, first we are going to find the eigen values of it, then corresponding eigenvectors. Then we will check the orthogonality of the mode. Mode means I'm talking about eigenvectors. We will check whether our modes or eigenvectors are orthogonal or not. And if it is not orthogonal, then how we can convert that mode or eigenvector into orthogonal, and then we can correspondingly how find the modal analysis. That is how we will convert a multi-degree freedom system into an equivalent or n number of single degree of freedom system we will see here. So let's start. So I am not going to the deep in means I am not going to in depth of finding the degrees of finding the this free body diagram and all. I'm not going to dissociate it. I will straight away see the numerical they have given, but I'm not focusing more on numerical. Rather, I am focusing on the process. Okay. So I'm not going to elaborate the free body diagram. I will simply write the equations of the three masses. So since there are three masses, it has 3 degrees of freedom. So there will be 3 equations. So first is m1 x1 double dot plus k1 x1 plus k2 x1 minus x2 is equal to 0. The second equation is m2 x2 double dot plus k2 x2 minus x1 plus k3 x1 minus x3 is equal to 0. Third equation is m3 x3 double dot plus k3 x3 minus x2 is equal to 0. If I convert it in the form of matrix, it will be m1, the diagonal matrix of m1 m2 m3. So then a column vector, a column matrix of x1 double dot x2 double dot x3 double dot. Then in the stiffness matrix, it will be k1 plus k2 minus k2 0 minus k2 k2 plus k3 minus k3 0 minus k3 plus k3. Then here it is x1 x2 x3 is equal to 0. So in generic form I can write in this way: m vector into x double dot plus k into x is equal to 0. Now I will be solving it. Now how I will solving it? This equation generally satisfy a solution, say x1 is equal to a1 sin omega t, x2 is equal to a2 sin omega t, x3 is equal to a3 sin omega t. If I differentiate it, double differentiate it, so I will be getting x1 double dot will be minus a1 omega square sin omega t, x2 double dot is equal to minus a2 omega square sin omega t. Similarly, x3 double dot is equal to minus a3 omega square sin omega t. Now, so finally I can break down in the form of this particular thing. I can write in the form of minus m omega square plus k of as a column vector is equal to 0. Okay. Now for if I say a is equal to 0, it will be a trivial solution because a is nothing but a variable, right? But if I say for non-trivial solution, my equation should be m minus m omega square plus k should be equal to 0. Now what is m? M is this matrix. And what is omega square? One sec. Yeah, omega square plus k. That means k matrix I got, omega square I have. So m omega square plus k matrix, if I do it, I will get the, because k has a value, right? In the figure they have given 6 Newton per meter, 3 Newton per meter, 2 Newton per meter, the value they have given. So finally I will get a matrix like this. Okay. From here I will be getting, see, this is also omega square, this is also omega square, this is omega square. So I will be getting 3 values in terms of omega square. So after solving, I will be getting omega 1 square is equal to 0.531, omega 2 square is equal to 2.5667, and omega 3 square is equal to 4.402. So these are nothing but our eigen values. Not omega square, omega itself is an eigen value, but here we need something related to omega square, so we will. But these are more or less, it is nothing but our eigen values. Now from the eigen value, we will calculate the eigen vector. Now we know that omega square is equal to 0.531. So correspondingly, if I put here in this equation, if I put it in this equation, what I will be get? I will either get the corresponding A1 because I have three values of omega 1, omega 2 square and omega 3 square. So if I put omega 1 square, I will get the corresponding value of A1. It's a column vector rather. For omega 1 square, A1, A2, A3 will be this one. That means for for a mass matrix, at I'm sorry, for omega 1 square, when my first natural mode frequency first natural frequency will be 0.531 for the mode 1, my amplitude for the mass 1 will be 1, then correspondingly my amplitude for mass 2 will be 2.469, correspondingly at the same time my amplitude for the mass 3 will be 3.36. This is what it means. Similarly, for omega 2 square, A1, A2, A3 is 1, 0.433 minus 1.529. Because similarly, omega 3 square is when omega 3 square is equal to 4.403, A1, A2, A3 will be 1 minus 1.4023, 1.167. So let us take this column matrix as U1, U2 and U3. These becomes eigenvector, or we can say normal mode. Why I say normal mode? Because I intentionally kept the first value as 1. We can otherwise call it as a eigen. This is our eigenvector. And this particular, if you observe it, first one, all the values are positive, right? So this means that whenever all the values of the amplitudes are positive, we generally call that this as a fundamental frequency. Okay, we call it as a fundamental frequency. So finally from here we get the corresponding value of u1, u2, v3, which is otherwise known as our eigenvector. Now, so what is modal matrix? Modal matrix is the matrix that is formed by combining all the eigenvectors that we have formed. Okay, so this is our modal matrix. Now, the second topic that we have touched is to check the principality of it, principality of orthogonality. So we know that in matrix form, orthogonality means what? A transpose is equal to A inverse. That means A transpose into A is equal to identity matrix. Yes or no? The same thing we will do here also. We will see UI of UI transpose of UJ is equal to 1 when UI is equal to UJ, and 0 if I is not equal to J. That means, for example, U1T and U1, that means this eigenvector U1 transpose into U1 is equal to how much? Am I getting 1? No, I'm not getting 1. If I'm not getting 1, it is orthogonal? No, it is not orthogonal. So we come to the third topic, that is how to convert an orthogonal matrix into how to convert a non-orthogonal matrix into an orthogonal matrix. So here we will do, if the modes are not orthogonal, we can make them orthogonal with the help of mass matrix or stiffness matrix. Okay, mass matrix or stiffness matrix. So how we will do that? You see here, what is mass normal? So first step is we find we will find generalized mass or normalized mass. What is generalized mass or normalized mass? It is u1 transpose into the mass matrix that you have. The mass matrix, how you got the mass matrix? We got it using this 3 to 1 as a mass. Okay, there is no other masses here other than 3 to 1. So we will write it in a diagonal form and we get the corresponding generalized mass or normalized mass matrix. Okay, so it is actually 1 cross 3 matrix, it is 3 cross 3 matrix, and this is 3 cross 1 matrix. Correspondingly, we will get a value of 1 cross 1, that is 26.49. It we generally call as M11. Similarly, we get if I apply the same operations otherwise, I can for other modes I will get the M22 and M33 also. If suppose I replace this mass matrix by some stiffness matrix, see here the stiffness value here is how much? 632, right? I can write here in this fashion 632. I think this is the one, right? If I remember, 632, correct. 632 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Yes. So if I replace it, and whatever value I will get, I will replace it with K11, K22 and K33. So this is nothing but the generalized stiffness matrix or normalized stiffness matrix. Okay. This is how I will get all these things. Now what I will do? Now the new normal mode. Now I will find the previous normal mode was not orthogonal. Now the new normal mode will be u nu n1. U n1 is equal to the previous one divided by square of the mass matrix. Okay, square of the mass matrix, or we can say square of the stiffness matrix. It doesn't make any sense. We can do it in all way. So we will get now the new normal one. Now again I will do what? So this is the new normal matrix that I received. Now what I will do? UN1 transpose into M33 into UN1, that is this transpose into mass matrix into remember this is mass matrix, this is not a generalized mass matrix, this is mass matrix into UN1 will be 1. Okay, so this is how I will make it I will convert it into an identity matrix. So what is the property of this normal matrix? The property of the normal matrix is un transpose into mass matrix into un is equal to 1 0 0. Similarly for k also. Okay, so I hope it is clear now how we convert a non-orthogonal normal mode into a orthogonal normal mode. Okay, now why it is useful we will see here. So what now, since we have already converted these non-orthogonal modes into orthogonal modes, we will find the solution. The solution will be x of t is summation of 1 to n. That means number of degree of freedom it has. It is u n I q I. Okay, where q1 qi is actually the modal coefficient or the coordinates, modal coefficient or modal coordinates, and un1 is the orthogonal modes. Now x is equal to, x is the displacement, is equal to un1 q1, un2 q2, un3 q3, where u is 3 cross 1 matrix and un is 3 cross 3 matrix, and x is 3 cross 1 matrix, un is 3 cross 3 matrix, as we are getting here. un1 was 3 cross 3 matrix, and q is 3 cross 1 matrix. Okay, now I hope it is clear till now. I hope till now this is clear. Okay, now if this is clear, now we will see when. Okay, some people might be thinking why it is 3 cross 3, it is coming here 1 it is 3 cross 1 matrix. No, when I say un, it actually means this. It is a combination of all the normal modes, all the generalized code, these new normal rather. Okay, new normal modes, these are new normal modes. This is generalized new normal modes, un 3 cross 3, and q is the generalized coordinate on model coefficient. Now it's called model coefficient or model coordinate. So what we will do is simply for free vibration we know that this is the generic expression. We will replace x by the corresponding this one, x it is x double dot, I think. Yeah, we got this x1, we will replace it with x double dot, means you will get this double dot in these coordinates. You will not participate in the differentiation because this is almost a constant value. So here you will keep the q double dot, here you will keep the q. Now u normal transpose m un and un transpose k un. What is that? It is it's a unit matrix, and here you will get w1 square, w2 square, and w3 square. That's what we were getting, right? Okay, that is what we were getting here. And so from here what we got is we converted this entire three-dimensional 3 degree of freedom system into the corresponding single degree of freedom system. From here we can get the value of q. So I hope it is clear now how we converted a multi-degree freedom system into a single degree freedom system. Okay, so this finishes our discussion on eigenvalues and eigenvectors and about their orthogonality principle. Thank you very much.